Hi, I'm Pastor Kurt, and this is your 5-minute Bible study. Today, we're going to look at Matthew chapter 28, verses 16 to 20. This is the very last scene in the Gospel of Matthew. And quite often, this scene is called the Great Commission. This is the scene when the resurrected Christ meets his disciples and has some final words with them. In the last couple of videos, I talked about Jesus' trial and his crucifixion, and then the discovery of the empty tomb, and then the guards who told this story that his disciples came and stole his body, when even though they know that wasn't true. Well, now we get this final scene in the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus meets his disciples, and it seems in one sense that the story is over, because we just had the big climactic moment of Jesus' death and resurrection, and now we get a little bit of falling action, like in a lot of stories, and that's just how they work. This seems like the wrap-up, but actually this is just the beginning of a new story. Because what happens here is that Jesus then sends his disciples out into the world. He tells them to go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything he has commanded them. That's a lot of responsibility, right? That's a big thing to ask of his disciples. It's a big thing to ask of us. Maybe we're scared. Maybe we're not sure how to do this. Maybe we hear about, oh yeah, we know we should go out and tell people about Jesus, but maybe we don't know how, or we're unsure of ourselves, we have all these doubts. I imagine those disciples felt that same way too. They have been through a lot. They have a lot of emotions going through them right now. They have a mix of belief and doubt, of faith and not faith. They're not sure what's going on. All they know is that Christ is resurrected. And now he's sending them, these scared, uncertain disciples, out into the world to tell other people about him. Which sounds kind of foolish, but Jesus trusts them to do this. Jesus has faith in them. Jesus has faith in you. A lot of times we talk about us having faith in Jesus, about us trusting Jesus, which is true and important. But we also need to remember that Jesus trusts us. Jesus trusts you to share his good news with the world. Yes, maybe you don't trust yourself. Maybe you feel scared and uncertain and not sure how in the world you're going to do this. Maybe you don't even know if you want to do this. But it's not really about you. It's about Jesus. Quite often, we get in our own way, right? But what's more reliable? Jesus' love for us or how we feel? Jesus' love for us, right? And then the final line of this gospel is beautiful. Jesus says, "And remember, I am with you always to the end of the age." At the very beginning of the Gospel of Matthew, when we heard about Jesus being born, we heard that he was to be called Emmanuel, God with us. Now, in the very last line of this gospel, it comes full circle. We hear once again that Jesus is with us. Remember, I am with you always to the end of the age. By having that at the beginning of the gospel and the end of this gospel, It reminds us that Jesus is with us at the beginning, the middle, and the end. No matter what, whatever happens in life, Jesus is with us, and he is the one who empowers us to share his love with the world. There's your 5-minute Bible study for the day. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.